What is going on, everyone? So good morning. Right now I'm on my way to the barbershop. My name is Gilbert. I'm from Guatemala. I came here when I was 9 years old, and I find myself on my way to citizenship in the United States. And I basically didn't really even finish high school. I'm not saying that I'm proud of that. I'm just saying that circumstances of life did not allow me to finish high school. Doesn't mean that I can't finish high school. I probably could do a GED and get my stuff. So no exceptions. You work with what you have. Ended up going to Boat Tech in high school to learn computer stuff. I used to fix computers back in the day when I was younger, when I was like 15, and started fixing computers. Thought it was my passion, but then life, like I said, circumstances of life. Started trying out barbering. Started cutting my own hair. Then I started cutting friends, family, and my dad and my brothers. Before you know it, there's a gentleman from my church that I used to go to. He was telling me like, oh, if you know how to cut hair, come work in my barbershop. So I ended up cutting hair at his barbershop for like years. Got my license as a barber. Didn't go to school. I got my license as an experience. With experience, took my test, and I passed the test board. And then started cutting 3.5 years at his barbershop. There's some issues with the owner, didn't like that I was running it. Just thought that I could help barbers. Like when I opened my location after 3.5 years as a barber, full-time barber, I ended up just, cutting, opening the barbershop because I just didn't like the way, he treated barbers, and I wanted to show barbers how to get their license, teach them as I was already doing it at his shop, but there was no really benefits. Even though I wasn't looking for benefits at that time, my mind wasn't like, oh, I'm doing all this work for this gentleman and I'm not getting compensated. So therefore I thought if I open my own barbershop, I would like to compensate my people that I hire. And so my point of opening my first business wasn't even about making more money. It's about helping people, helping them achieve what I couldn't achieve as fast as I could. You know what I mean? It took me I'll say 2 years to get my barber license. I was lost. I don't know where to go. Nobody was helping me. So it was really tough, and I didn't want my people to go through what I went through. You know what I mean? Just trying to make everything look easier for everyone. That's always been my goal. So I own to this day, after 8 years of being in business as a barbershop owner, I have 3 locations as a barbershops. I even opened in 2021. I started doing scalp micropigmentation, which is hair tattoos. If you guys never heard of it, I pretty much help men with hair loss, give a short, like shaved look instead of just looking like they're bald. I use ink and needles to imitate hair follicles, and when you put a lot of them together, it just looks like a hair, like a shaved head. Or if you're thinning, you can darken up the scalp so it looks fuller, it looks darker. You don't see the actual scalp. So I opened that office in 2021, at the end of 2021. After I took my certificate, my course in June, I think I opened on October, somewhere around that time, my first office, and it's been successful ever since. I still have the office, which I do Sunday through Thursday, and then Friday and Saturdays I'm still involved in the barbershop. I cut hair. My clients that I used to cut hair before. I love cutting hair, so I don't mind it at all. And between my whole life, I always been a person that I noticed that after I made a certain amount of money in a day as a barber, which I never thought a barber would make. I think the second day that I touched the floor in a barbershop, I made $318, in one day. That was a lot of haircuts though at that time, because they were cheaper, compared to what it is now. So therefore I was amazed, as an illegal immigrant, because I didn't have papers at that time. Working at a factory or working at a bakery, I was only making that in a week, but like 10-hour days, So when you make it in a day in 10 hours, or 9 hours actually, it definitely makes your brain like expand with knowledge, and expands with more possibilities. And I'm pretty sure any of you guys that probably felt that way already went through that, understand what I'm trying to say. And if you haven't went through that, just letting you know there is ways, to expand your mind when you touch those numbers. So now it goes from going to a couple $100 a day to obviously opening the barbershop. So obviously it's a different scale, different numbers. and then through scalp microinvitation, now I'm doing thousands a day, you know. Obviously not every day, but in a day you're making about a couple of grand, you know. So now my mind expanded, and so it's pretty cool how life, you know, pushes your mind to go even bigger. And so anybody that relates to this know what I'm talking about. And like I said, if you do not know what I'm talking about, if your time hasn't come, it will come. Or let's say you used to make $10 an hour, but now you're making $30 an hour. That's still, it's the same concept, just different scales, but it's the same concept. You know, your mind is not going to settle for $10 anymore. It's gonna settle for $30. So that's how humans work, I feel like. But anyways, I just wanted to give an introduction. Hope you guys like this video. I will be posting all the hurdles of what business ownership really is. You know, like everyone wants to leave their 9-to-5 job, which is honestly, when I opened the location, you got to remember, I didn't do it because I wanted to leave this 9-to-5 wave that is happening in the United States and all social media. I don't even care about stuff like that. If anything, I don't mind working for someone. You know, never I want to open my own barbershop because I want to be my own boss, and I want to leave my 9-to-5. And it was never that, because it doesn't really matter, you know. If anything, when you own businesses, you actually work 24/7. You know, you actually work a lot more hours, you know. And so if you want to work a lot of hours, it's funny, you go from 9-to-5 to working, you know, 5 to 9, you know what I mean? So it's not what people think, but your mind expands and you learn and you put systems in place, so that way it's easier for you to manage the stress, you know, that comes with it. If you cannot manage stress, then it's just gonna be a health issue. And for me, as of now, I'm 31 years old. I think I can manage my stress pretty well. I do boxing, I do cardio, so that way it takes away a lot of the stress accumulated in boxing. And so but yeah, this is my journey. I wanted to share with you guys where I come from, a little bit about myself, and I will be posting more videos on like what's going on in my life, you know. And if you guys connect with me and you guys have any questions about business, let me know. I can definitely help you to see things a little different, so that way you don't think that you're doing something wrong. Most likely I already went through it, and I can probably just confirm on what you're doing. So like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, my name is Kill versus Narrows. I'm just starting out my this blog with some life, and I will definitely be posting about life lessons and advices that I so far as a 31-year-old have. And those that probably are in business and they need to give me advice, make sure you comment below. And yeah, I'm definitely open to listen, like I always did. All right, peace.